Hello.
Hello, Noor.
Hello, guys. So, Yesenia's in UK for now.
For the next 2 months.
Yeah, so let's see. We're going to try to record our podcasts like this, and I hope we're still able to bring you more insight. This is No for Noor.
And I am Yes for Yesenia.
So, Yesenia, can you read the topic?
Okay, is it okay to judge someone based on your first time meeting them or your first impression?
Is it okay to judge someone when you meet them for the first time, or like when you have like a single conversation with them?
Yeah.
Um, on a count of three.
Okay.
One, two, three.
Yes.
No. Okay. Why? Yes, Yesenia.
Okay, yes for Yesenia, of course. Just kidding. I'm saying yes because I think I understand people can have bad days or whatever, but I think generally the first impression is really setting the tone for how a person sees you. So I think if they're not even in a good mood, that's still a part of their personality, right? So that's something you can accept about them or you cannot accept about them. You're not gonna meet a person who's always 100%, that's fine. But I think that you can judge the way a person treats you upon the first meeting. Like you can see their vibe, you can see their energy, you can see how much space they give you or how much importance they give you. So I think that is very evident in the way someone just automatically the energy and the persona that they provide in the first meeting. So why are you saying no, Noor?
I do agree with you that somebody's energy you can guess it from the first time. If you have exposure, definitely yes, definitely. If you worked out there, you can get it in a second that yeah, something's off. But I'm saying no because of my certain personal experiences. Sometimes we're going through something in that moment, and we are forced to be in a social gathering. Sometimes we don't really feel like ourselves, but for the sake of it, we're out there and we interact with people. So it's like a jumbled up of insecurities that I have seen people bring it out there. Most of the times we are correct that yes, oh my god, this person said this, because when you're angry or when you're upset and you cannot contain yourself, that's when the real you most of the time.
So
That
that
yeah.
is like one of the reasons I'm saying
Yeah.
yes, because I think that that is an important thing to judge as well. Even if someone is not in a good mood, then how do they treat you when they're not in a good mood, or how do they treat you when they're not in the mood to be socialized? Obviously, people have good and bad about themselves, but there is also like we talked about before as well, a threshold of how much you can obtain or how much you want to deal with that person's like negativity. Certain
Threshold.
threshold.
So my reason for saying no was because a lot of times I interact with people who are introverts. And I'm very hyper and very jumpy. So initially when I did not have a lot of exposure, I would expect people to be as jumpy, or if my intentions towards them are very genuine, I would be like, oh, they're going to be the same way with me. But initially, people are nice with you due to a lot of factors. Initially, I would meet someone, they would be really nice to me.
Yeah.
Maybe because they wanted to be my friend or they had some ulterior motive or something. Not everyone, but a lot of times people do have ulterior motives. So, a lot of times I was so bad at judging people that I would be like, oh my god, this person is so nice. And then you guys, my friends or my sisters or my family would be like, no, it's so easy to fool you. I mean, because that person is. So maybe because I've been fooled a lot of times that I was like, no, this person is so nice just because they're being nice to me in a specific, in a specific situation. I would be like, what's there to judge? Because maybe I did not have any ulterior motive towards them. So I think that's why now when I'm around people, yes, I do judge them with their energy, but I've also realized over time that that line, never judge a book by its cover. A lot of times people are going through their own things, and sometimes I personally think, oh, this person is so mean, they're just introvert. They're more introverted. So I think because my way of judging people is very different, and I have more extroverted energy.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to
Key thing in like judging people is, first of all, you have to know yourself. So for example, if I am like very optimistic, obviously when I first meet people, I'm gonna also have this impression of them. But I'm also like, I'm evolved enough to understand like when a person is being passive aggressive with me, when a person is being rude to me, when a person is being dismissive of me. And I don't think that if I meet them the next two times and they're nice, that that can really rule out the other first time they did it, because that's still their part of their personality. So I think I'm just looking at it from like a holistic perspective, that regardless if someone is in a good mood or a bad mood, that is still them. So you can actually judge a person from that incident, because that is, at the end of the day, that is also them. So I think this is like really went into my own like personal life as well. Like maybe I wanted to see people as only being optimistic, like you said yourself as well. Like you thought that everyone was nice, so that was like something about me, and that was my internal judging factor. But that doesn't mean it's wrong or right. That is just like a way of like, you still can judge someone from that, because I don't think it is possible to not judge someone. Like every single person I've ever met in my life, I have a judgment about them. Like I'm not gonna lie.
truth, we all judge, and I think we should judge so that we know if we want to continue our friendship with that person, what kind of relationship we want with that person, what kind of boundaries we should set with that person. That's why judging someone continuously over everything, okay, that's wrong. That's
Yeah,
too
that
much.
is
If
too
it's
much.
not hurting you or doing anything with another human being or living thing, then and you're continuously judging them over their sins or whatever, that is something, okay, relax, calm down. But what kind of relationship you want to have with that person, if we all judge, I feel, even if the people say, oh, I don't judge, we all judge in a way, in one way or another. We have to, I mean.
You were bringing up the point about introverts as well, because am not that like open to people when I first meet them either. Like they might think I'm a bit rude, but I think like if you do know that like a person is introverted, you can obviously judge that from the initial factor of meeting them. From their conversation, the way they talk, you can see they're an introvert. So that is already a judgment. So I do think it's okay to judge people. And obviously, your judgment can change. Like after you meet them a few times, if they become more talkative and friendly, then you can say, okay, maybe that was like a bit extra. But at least you can go into that like mindset of knowing a person, this person that I'm gonna hang out with today is introverted, so I should be like in this headspace. Or Noor, for example, is extremely extroverted, so she wants to talk to everyone and she needs so much energy. So when I hang out with her, I know that I'm up for that like part of myself to be expressed as well.
I would really like to talk about culture here. I think you've traveled alone as well a lot. That gives you a very good sense of judgment as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people around me that I see who have been out of that comfort zone, they're very good at judging people. I think our culture, I'm not going to generalize it, but you must have seen it as well. Women are very sheltered over here.
Yeah.
Coming from whatever social class they come from, they're very sheltered. Their parents are very protective towards them. Their relatives, their friends, everybody around them is very protective of women over here. So for somebody like me, there has not been a lot of solo traveling or traveling only with friends out of country. I think I've done that with you once because you were on board, but a lot of friends that I reach out to, it's difficult for them to either in terms of permission or oh my god, only girls. So it's very less. I've done that a lot of times because my parents, with time, they understood. Initially, obviously, they also had their reservations, but with time, I was able to like help them understand that it's okay. Women are doing it all around the world.
I think that
They
is like
had this whole perception that oh my, even like they were judging the society around them. Now, oh my god, daughters don't do that. And a lot of girls I see now, their parents are like, oh my god, girls don't do that. They get shocked, oh my god, you guys travel alone with friends. It's very shocking for them. I think even when you shifted here, you were living in an apartment alone.
By myself in Pakistan. Even for Americans to live by themselves in Pakistan is an extreme sport, so be careful with that. But I think
it was so normal.
Yeah, I think like we
Cultural
are
difference of judging people is also there. We have a lot of fear in our hearts that something bad can happen because at the end of the day, no, we're very hospitable, but we don't have a lot of safety, security, rights. So that is also a factor.
Yeah, I think
That
it's also about like about the culture that in a way that you raise the woman. So I think like I am raised from like my mom was a very strong, independent woman and who was like never depended on a man in her life. So that really gave me the courage to also like be able to realize I can conquer this world by myself and I don't need a man by my side in order to actually do things. I do have a wonderful husband, as everyone probably knows, but still I know that's not a necessity for me and that's not like a thing that I would need to feel safe in this world. So that is like very much embedded in the culture and the upbringing
yeah.
of
So
different
the
people.
way we judge people, I just wanted to raise this point that we all come from different cultural backgrounds.
Yeah.
So the way my parents or my family will be judging everybody around, it's not going to be how you are going to perceive things because you have different experiences. So just for the people who see this video, it's important for them to understand you cannot generalize judgments.
Yeah.
Culture,
It's
culture,
both
how
on yourself.
to vary.
Yeah, and also depending on where you are in your life and what you're comfortable with. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think our time comes to an end.
Okay, high five, Noor.
A high five. Yeah.
Why are you so
So
slow?
I think this is the first time we will get there. We will get there very soon.
Okay,
I
or
hope
we
you
can
guys
do a
enjoy.
virtual heart.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yes. See, our hearts are connected even if the high fives don't go. It's insane. Okay, let's say our goodbyes. One, two,
Okay,
three.
bye.
Bye.